going and upgrading this thing. So there's two things you can do with that. One, you can put Bondo on that, and you can seal it just like we did the wood over here. You can put Bondo on it, sand it, seal it, and then as your painters go back, you'll never be able to tell the difference. Okay? Or, if you're that concerned about it, which doesn't concern me because Bondo costs a few cents, doesn't concern me, but you could go and you could buy one piece of siding that's hardy plank that looks exactly like this and replace it before you paint. And once you replace it, you'll never know. And in fact, we may have to do that with several of the boards around the house. So let's take a walk around the side of the house here. Okay, when you look at a house that has Masonite siding, and I'm going to try to show you how you can tell in a minute, the first thing that you want to go to is the chimney. That's going to be the worst part of the entire house. That's going to basically get the most damage or have the most damage of any place else on the house. One of the ways that you can tell Masonite siding is if you look at this, if you come to the edge of the house, stand at the base of the house, and look up. What you will see is you will see cracks on the underside of this thing as if it's swelling, and you will see it in fact is swelling. Okay? Now if you come down, John, let's take a look at this. This is Masonite siding. It's basically water's gotten in here, and it's a particle board siding, if you can look at that right there. That's basically particle board or a pressed cardboard, if you will. The problem is, this is okay product if you keep it painted, but the minute you see something like this where it's not painted, that's when water's allowed to get in it and it absorbs it, and you will see what they call nail pops. Now this isn't pops where the nail pops out. This is where the nail stays put and the siding swells, and it creates a dimple in the siding. Now there's a way you can solve that. This isn't too bad. This siding's not too bad. It looks bad, but if we leave it go for any length of time, it's going to get really bad. But if you go in here and you basically peel off all this paint and get it paint ready, you'll be surprised at how well the siding is actually held up once we get a coat of paint on it. Because what they'll do is they'll come in and they'll caulk all these nail pops, and it really won't look that bad. Some of these pieces may need to be replaced. It depends on what it looks like once we get it prepped for painting. We may have to come in and replace them. So let's back up and take a look right here at this piece of siding on this chimney. Chimneys are by far the worst when it comes to feeling the pain of all this disintegration of the siding, because they're very short pieces and they're not really protected by the roof line. It comes straight down the chimney when it rains. If you look about a third of the way up right there, you can see how it's starting to swell. Now we'll probably have to replace probably a half a dozen or a dozen pieces of these siding, but you can get this in what's called hardy plank. You can get this called hardy plank, which is a cement-based siding, which will never rust, never disintegrate. It's just like cement. So what we'll do is any piece that we pull out from this masonite we'll replace with the identical looking stuff, but it'll be hardy plank. Let's go around the other side and see if we can see the other side and see how that differs. It's about the same on this side, but you will be surprised once you get this thing painted how well it will actually look. And it'll look like just like any other house in the neighborhood. So right now it looks kind of shabby because the paint's peeling on it. But the minute we get our painters coming in and caulking and sealing these joints and putting a good fresh coat of paint on this, it'll make a huge difference. Let's take a look on the backyard now.